What's up, Cal family? It's Rod. I'm back with a video breakdown from the Cal Arizona game. I want to reiterate what I say when the video actually, gets going, and that's that I don't want to hate. It's hard when the team is losing, and I can see very specific reasons why. But try to take some positivity away from this, because at least when you understand what's happening, you can start to build, man. I'm still hopeful. With that said, fortunately, the Cal Arizona footage was easier to find, so we got some great clips. That's it. I hope you like it. All right, so what we have here is, again, I'm working with the clips I can get from the internet. But I'm glad in this case because these two clips are ones that I actually paused the game when I was watching live to analyze. So we're in luck. The two exact plays I wanted to show from the Cal Arizona game are right here sitting on our laps. I chose these two because they both happened early in the game and set the tone. So I do think that Cal does eventually find its offensive rhythm in this game. Never really found their defense. But yeah, I'm just going to show you some things that, again, this is not even trying to be nitpicky, but this is me just saying what I see. So right here we have a fast break situation that in 99% of cases should be a dream. Keontae Kennedy ahead of two Arizona players, with a big man trailing who is bigger than both Arizona players. And back here you can see, I can't tell who that is right now. Calstein? Anyways, we let it play for a second. So again, this is perfect. This is what we want to see. Now, we want to see this man obviously make this layup, which he's about to miss if you saw the game. But we have AMAC on their point guard in daylight, honestly. If this guy misses it, AMAC's job is to get that board. This is where it goes awry. First of all, I don't think he was expecting Caleb Love to jump, so Keontae Kennedy misses the dunk. I'm not even criticizing if he should go for a layup or a dunk there. It's just what happened. Because of that, it goes off the back rim and it goes off high. Now, still, look at the screen right now. We have AMAC and the point guard, I forget his name, and a high ball. This guy's 7 foot. This guy's like 6'1". Remember I said our third guy was? Well, he's now not in the picture. They have a third guy in. They've got one more guy now running in to help save the day for them. I don't know where the rest of our guys are. Maybe they thought it would just be an easy play. In fact, kudos. I mean, Arizona's a pretty good defensive team. Kudos to them because it's stuff like this where they could just give up. It's going to be a dunk. They'll take it out. The two guards are there. But no, someone's finding their way back into the play. Let it play. Now, there's a lot I can say about what just happened. But obviously with the high rebound, listen, if you've never really tracked rebounds like that, I don't know. AMAC is a very good rebounder, so it's hard for me to criticize because it's not the technique. It seems to be the effort. Well, this is early in a high-intensity game. I used to start games out of breath sometimes for something weird, late in my pro career, I had to learn how to do breath work and stuff, but I'm trying to set up the fact that for the love of all that is good and holy, I don't understand how this ball coming right here does not go to AMAC. I don't know why AMAC's right arm is underneath the guard's left arm. It doesn't need to be there. He doesn't need to use his arm to get leverage in this situation. If both his hands were high, he could go track that ball and get it. That's our third guy coming in now, who's still behind their fourth, but went from a 1-on-2 has now become a 4-on-3 for them. Let it play. Rebounded by Johnson. After, again, AMAC just got one hand on it. Like, I don't know. I don't know what's really happening there. I can't. It's just something that would never happen if I was in that position. And so there's so much to consider. Maybe even that he was hoping to get as good a position under the basket as possible. I don't know. Because he's a good rebounder. But when I think about effort stuff sometimes, I think it's more a culture thing than an individual. And that culture can shift for a lot of reasons, especially when you've lost a couple games. Those little moments can start to lead to this. So let this play out. His momentum took him way past, and that's when I started noticing the knee brace a little more. Like, he can't really plant like that. That's fine. That's not what I'm here to criticize, but, man, he tried to stop there, and he ended up there. Now, Caleb Love and Kennedy were both, if we go back a few frames, in the exact same position. Look now. Hold on. First of all, I think it was Don McClain calling this game. And he said, right there, he said, you got to convert those possessions, which obviously I agree. But even more so, look at what happened. These are the type of plays that a head coach has to stop and film. Has to. We have 3 guys behind the ball. They've turned this into a 4-on-2. We got 3 guys trailing. This guy's done his job, but also probably in their offense, he knows he shouldn't be running full speed in this situation. I don't know. I can't tell. But this is what we do in a film session. We go back to where everybody started. Boop. Right here, all 4 guys have an opportunity. I'm not saying they have all the same foot speed. I think this is where, like, video games get it wrong. Like, oh, of course, like, these guys are going to break out because they're faster. That's not it. It's that their first 3 steps were pop, pop, pop. And these guys were, oh, man. See that? Credit to Kennedy. His first 3 steps were metro booming, which is why he ended up in front of everybody. So when you watch this play out live, you're like, oh, man, that's not what I want to see. How does Cal just give up a fast break? Are our guys slow? I mean, some of that, I guess, but those are like effort and head plays, in my opinion. Every single one of those. I'll let this run because I got the next play queued up. All right. Cal is now down 22 points, which is fine. It isn't fine. But they essentially keep this distance for the rest of the game. But I highlight this. Now, they are in man. You know, because I don't know. I don't want to even talk about the zone anymore because the zones they put in were so, like, different than what I would do. I can't analyze them properly. But I'm going to analyze this. Right now, Jalen Cone is in awesome defensive position. He is forcing this screen, which Ballo, I think his name is trying to set. He's forcing it to happen outside the hash. This is good. For Caleb Young to get to a scoring area in the middle of the floor is essentially impossible without going through him. Where you can go is to the baseline, but not easily because the angle here is directly to the corner. I mean, I don't know if it's an individual thing or a coaching thing. But I will say our on-the-ball guys playing like this, maybe because they've had to with like very little help on pick and rolls. This is like as good as you want to see. As good as you want to see. There is not better, in my opinion. Here's where some problems are. Now, he's trying to keep his head on a swivel, but essentially his back is fully to the ball. It affects how you can move in case something happens. He's flat, which is good. But he's also extraordinarily flat-footed. Again, I cite maybe he's injured. He's also, as the ball is over here, in my opinion, he should be here. Because it's 2 passes or it's 1 long pass. And if you can't get from here to here on 1 long pass, you shouldn't be in the game. In my history and opinion. These are my principles. They might not be Cal's principles. I think he's in pretty good position, especially since this is a shooter. I would say, like, if it wasn't a shooter, he could play in here and be a little disruptive. He just can't let this guy go back door. So I'd say, yes, this is a really good position also. Now we'll get to AMAC. First of all, Ballo jogged up here. AMAC walks. And this, all right, I'm going to pause right here to say this is going to be a little shitty for me, I guess. But I have to, like, look at this as either an AMAC hasn't been coached properly on defense thing or AMAC does not want to play defense thing. Because he might be the linchpin in why all of our defensive strategies are so awkward. Because I watch him walk up. Now, mind you, he could also be tired, but if I remember, he was in foul trouble, so he wasn't playing a ton of minutes in the game in general. So we're going to see him walk up. Now, this is super important. I'm about to take you to basketball school. Y'all about to go to basketball glory town. Because Jalen Cone was in perfect position, like I said. And I think these guys' position has improved. Again, now that he's coming up, I'd like to see him more up, but whatever. This guy is perfect. Okay? He has nowhere to go. Ballo, seeing how far out this is, gives up on the screen. You understand how good that is? You understand if I was scouting a team and they were like, what are you looking for on defense? What are you looking for out of your guards? It's forcing exactly this. You break a team when you do this. This is awesome. So Ballo doesn't set a screen. Caleb Love has picked up his dribble because, and I think for no other reason, he had nowhere to go. He's not going to make this pass here out of anticipation. I mean, it could also be their set that they run and they look for. Don't get it twisted. But they open with the screen because he's a scorer. He's going to try to look to create something. Cone's defense was so perfect, he got nothing. Look at AMAC. Started from the beginning. Okay, he starts here, he ends here. He moves a total of 5 feet. Whereas Ballo started here, he's going to come up, negotiate that this isn't a place he wants to play around because Cone's in such good position, that he's going to just come all the way back down. On everything good and holy in my life. This is why I had to give the disclaimer that I don't want to come for AMAC's like person. My God. If I ever just did what you just saw there as a professional, I might not play the rest of the season. They might kick me out of Korea. They'd ask if I was drunk or hungover or tired. I mean, I might do that if I was super tired, and I would ask for a sub like, guys, you just saw, like, I need a minute, because I would never let that happen. That is buck wild. All right, so 2 things are happening here. One, remember when I said he was too far down? Well, it also means that this pass is super easy. And in fact, we give up a ton of threes in this game because of this space on closeouts. That's what made Jalen Cone playing so tight out here so amazing, because most times it doesn't happen. This guy's not going to shoot, however. He's just going to have a very easy pass into that guy for an and one. He's going to flex on the ground and let it play again here. Because you see From the behind, you almost maybe think, I could be misunderstanding the intensity of the play. But like I said, he comes up, AMAC is going to start here and go to here.
Watch how deep he gets.
You hear McLean saying, watch how deep Ballo gets as this replay is happening.
On this roll. You gotta do.
So, for the record, the ball started way out here. You can't see it off the screen because Cone was in such good position. It dribbled to still off the screen. Then it passed to this man, who has now left his hands to pass to Ballo. Ballo, who started here, has gone up here, out of the frame, come back in, and just stopped right where he wanted to. And got an and one. Watch it in flow. Watch how seamless this is. Again, Cone in absolute perfection. In fact, this guy's like hardly ready to shoot because it's such good position. He's not going to get an easy pass. Watch how easily Ballo gets this.
Deep he gets. On this roll. You gotta do your work. AMAC's gotta do it.
You guys, that like breaks my heart. That's horrible. There's no other way to say it. If you've tuned into me, you know I try to keep it as positive as possible. Because frankly, have I been in that position? Yes. I've had seasons marred by injuries no one knew about, and I hated having to hear about it in the media and all this stuff. I don't know what's going on there. But that is the worst version of that exists. If you were to drop 1,000 pick and rolls and ask me which one would be the worst version, it's that. What makes it even worse to me is that this, my man here, he plays such good defense also. He's expecting AMAC to give a little more resistance than to move from here to here and just let this man walk in front of him. He should be able to time this help. It's so little resistance that he picks up the foul. I don't know, man. I don't know what to say. I'm recording this after already seeing the USC game. I'm hoping to go to UCLA tomorrow if I can work it out. So I'm not going to go in fully on the whole thing, but I just want to show you guys these two plays and let you make your own decisions, do your own research. Because this is why our record is what it is. You can put in all the defenses and all the land. We can put in a high zone, a 3-2. We could put 19 men on the goddamn basketball court. If one of them is going to do this, there's no chance. All right, like I said up top, I hope you enjoyed that breakdown. Little bleak, but, hey, we're in it together. If there's one thing I know, it's that we've always dealt with, I'm sure when I was on the court, you guys were like, all right, it's right. Can we recruit over this guy? We're not as good as we'd like to be. So I get it. So I try not to hate. But anyways, until next time, if you happen to be at UCLA, maybe I'll see you tomorrow. Otherwise, stay tuned.